Good evening, Long Beach. I'm Scott Bosco.
And I'm Nicole Koch.
And this is your weekly 49er News.
Tonight, Take Back the Night marches to end violence towards women. The Clothesline Project hangs encouragement for victims of violence. And we learn why Starbucks coffee costs more on campus than off campus.
Is ISIL a fundamentalist takeover or an urban ethnic revolt? Middle Eastern expert Juan Ricardo Cole answered this question and more at the Beach Auditorium on Thursday. Having lived in the region for almost 10 years, Cole's insight and understanding of the current situation unfolding in the Middle East has been featured on shows like Anderson Cooper, Charlie Rose, and The Colbert Report. Cole has a regular column at truthdig.com and continues to study and write about contemporary Islamic movements.
This fall, CSULB offered gender-neutral housing for the first time. CSULB has also opened 11 gender-neutral bathrooms across campus. Director of Housing, Carol Roberts-Korb, said that the housing office worked with students who requested to be placed in a living situation that was as comfortable and safe as possible. You can map the gender-neutral bathrooms on the CSULB website.
The Department of Dance featured 3 nights of alumni dance performances last week in Homecoming, an alumni dance concert at the Martha B. Nobel Dance Theater. Here's Amy with the story.
The Master of Fine Arts Department held a homecoming concert on Thursday, October 16th through Saturday, October 18th. The Martha B. Noble Dance Theater was nearly packed opening night. The homecoming concert welcomed MFA alumni back to choreograph 5 of the 6 dances.
I think it's great. I think it's something different, something what we need, something that the department needs. And of course, we only have one MFA candidate, so I feel like what else would we have done? We could have done another student work production, but we save our student contemporary work for February. So it was something different. I think it's great. I think we should keep doing it next fall, hopefully do the same thing with the alumni show.
The final dance was directed and choreographed by MFA student Kathleen Helm as part of her semester grade. She said she was initially inspired by the award ceremonies of the 2014 Winter Olympics.
I was exploring competition and kind of merging show business and sports culture and creating my own type of variety vaudeville show while exploring how sports and competition are portrayed in society and the media.
The homecoming was a way to commemorate the MFA 20th anniversary in spring 2014. It brought current and past students together under one concert.
I love being in the homecoming production. This is the first year that we've had alumni come in and do pieces that weren't MFA produced.
The MFA department will have their next performance called Fusion on November 21st and 22nd. This is Amy Patton for the Daily 49er.
CSULB students will not be able to register for spring 2015 until they complete a sexual assault and harassment training. CSULB chose a training program that will consist of a 30 to 40-minute video from the Not Anymore program. Consent, harassment, assault, and other resources for victims will be discussed. The training will be a part of the Student Orientation Fall of 2015. Students should expect an email in November giving instructions on how to complete it.
Strong voices filled the night Wednesday in a march to end sexual assault. Take Back the Night is a peaceful march to raise awareness about sexual assault and prevention. Here's Sabrina Johns with the story.
As part of Health and Safety Week here on campus and in support of October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, ASI, Force, and the Women's Resource Center provided a safe environment for survivors of sexual assault to tell their stories and to advocate against sexual assault and promote for a safer campus.
Any evidence of harassment, abuse, sexual violence, stalking, all of those things don't belong on a university campus. They don't belong anywhere, but they certainly don't belong among a community of scholars as we have here.
Faculty, staff, and student representatives from various organizations spoke out about their support to eliminate sexual violence and assault. Take Back the Night rally began at the Maxim Plaza before moving towards the Anatol Center through a peaceful march where marchers were holding signs, posters, and even a bed mattress.
We carried the mattress to show solidarity with Emma Solkowicz, who is the Columbia senior who, for an art performance project, has been carrying her mattress from her dorm room where she was raped until her rapist is expelled from the campus, because Columbia University actually just kind of swept it under the table. And so she still sees him on campus all the time. So she's carrying it around until he's expelled to show that sexual violence is real and that rape does happen on college campuses. And a lot of colleges try to hide it under the table.
Silence! Stop it! Stop it! Stop the violence! End it! End it! End the silence! Stop it! Stop it! Stop the violence!
In the Anatol Center, students, marchers, and advocates gathered to hear survivor stories and engage in a social justice performance by Interact.
I'm the boyfriend character, and I'm the one that ultimately he rapes his girlfriend at the end of the scene, or at least that's what we suggest, right? I force myself onto her. And so I start off as a good guy that's trying to be a good boyfriend, and then through my friend telling me how bad of a girlfriend I have, then I get led to do something terrible.
Well, I feel like there's still a lot of people who are afraid to speak up and who definitely still don't want to speak up. And there are probably even more who don't speak up because they're just trying to forget it.
I'm here to listen, and I'm asking survivors what their needs are and not to tell them what to do, because each person needs a different way to cope, a different way to handle it. And so I think for me, it's really important to listen, to figure out what it is that the survivor needs, and then how can I support them in that way.
Look forward to the next Take Back the Night scheduled for spring semester. I'm Sabrina Johns, reporting with Weekly 49er.
Take Back the Night wasn't the only event to raise awareness of violence towards women. The Clothesline Project had a display to encourage people to break the silence on violence against women. Here's Wendy Menjivar with a look on the Clothesline Project.
In tribute to Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Cal State Long Beach held this annual Clothesline Project. Students stopped by to see the stories behind the shirts.
To me, it was really important to understand the presence and that the shirts are reflective of people that are walking around campus. So, I mean, just sort of the things that people carry with them all the time and the way that acts of violence affect people in ways that we can't see, that don't materialize. So.
You know, the clothesline represents how women used to communicate a long time ago. They'd be out stringing up their clothes, and when they would come out to string their clothes up, they'd also discuss what was going on in their life. And in a lot of incidences, there'd be violence in their lives.
Organizations like the Women's Resource Center, Veterans Affairs, and Project Ocean came out to educate students on their services.
We welcome any students pertaining to anything that they want to talk about, to talk to a psychologist at CAP. So it's anything from stress to anxiety or domestic violence. We promote that any student come with any topic they'd like to talk about with the CAP psychologist there.
October is recognized as Domestic Violence Awareness Month on campus. Wendy Menjivar, Daily 49er TV.
The Clothesline Project, as well as Take Back the Night, are both part of the Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month.
The Student Recreation and Wellness Center also got in on the festivities of Health and Safety Week. Here is Amy Patton on the Move for a Mile Fun Walk.
Students and faculty gathered at the entrance of the Rec Center Thursday morning to participate in the Move for a Mile Fun Walk. It was part of the Living Well at the Beach Health and Safety Week. The walk included 10 stations with different activities all over campus. These activities all promoted a healthy and fit lifestyle. Walkers encountered obstacles such as squirt guns, paddle boards, and even Latin dancers. The Baile Folklorico Club came to the event to show that working out doesn't just have to be running on the treadmill.
Look at me. It's very active. It involves, so much of your body, and then there's no resting period, it's all active all the time.
The walk wasn't only about physical health, though. Safety awareness was also showcased, like the CPR lessons at Station 7.
Doing CPR is quite invigorating, and it takes a lot of energy, and so you're using a lot of muscles and everything for that. At the same time, it's also a skill that we can teach that can eventually and will save lives if it's ever needed.
When you go back after you exercise, your mind is sharp. And all those creative ideas just flow out of you when you have more energy.
With the end in sight, walkers lunged up the final hill to the finish line. This is Amy Patton for the Daily 49er.
Next, we have some bad news for coffee lovers here on campus. The Starbucks locations here at CSULB charge more than the average store in Long Beach. Starbucks' on campus sell their 16-ounce iced coffees for $3. By comparison, the Starbucks located on Stern Street sells their 24-ounce iced coffees for $2.95. So what is the reason for the price hike? Well, Daily 49er tried asking Kirsten Stickney, Director of Marketing and Communication for 49er Shops Incorporated, but she did not have a comment. Take a look at Ruben Diaz's story on the Daily 49er website for more info. Guess you just can't put a price on your morning coffee. Well, that's all for this week, Long Beach. Once again, I'm Scott Bosco.
And I'm Nicole Koch.
And this is your weekly 49er News.
What success is for you.